What's good, y'all? It's that boy, Easy Millions, and I'm your host of That Boy ETV. And you already know, man, we are back on Marvel Rivals, and here we are with another character breakdown. And in the background, as y'all can see, we're doing it for that girl, Psylocke, baby. So you already know, let's get right into this. And again, we're talking about Psylocke. She is a duelist and a DPS. She has a base health pool of 250 with a movement speed of 6 meters a second, baby. Now, Psylocke is a duelist hero who excels at dealing damage to enemies. She has various tools to help her deal damage, but she also has a good amount of survivability to help her escape from sticky situations. Her normal attack is her most useful ability, and it reduces the cooldown of her other abilities when you land hits. This makes Psylocke a character that requires a high skill cap, as the more attacks you land, the better you will perform. Being a squishy character, Psylocke relies on having her side blade dash and psychic stealth abilities to escape. You can land normal attacks. Those abilities will be off cooldown most of the time, allowing you to make some sick plays. Lastly, Psylocke's ultimate is nothing unique, but it deals a ridiculous amount of damage while also making Psylocke invulnerable during its duration. Knowing when to use this ultimate can stir team fights in your favor by allowing you to destroy the enemy team while coming out alive, man. Now, Psylocke players, man, I'm pretty sure when you see her on the map, you're going to see two primary gameplays with her. The main one, I believe, is going to be a backline menace, as she is going to get to your backline and take out all your backline healers, or primarily most of the healers, because most of the healers sit in the backline anyway, and that she will get in there and be able to get the kills on them while also being able to escape. She's going to be very pesky in that play style right there, so make sure you're watching out for her. Now, the other play style is going to be the ones that you see that are more on the front line, and those Psylocks, they basically are going to go ahead and focus and key on all the weaker guys and basically be a hitman out there on the front line, focusing guys who are weak trying to escape, or focusing on people in the middle of the fight, man. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into her basic attack, which is called Psionic Crossbow. And with this, you unleash bolts with Psionic Crossbow to damage enemies and reduce the cooldowns of all her abilities. This is a double projectile with spread. It has 12 damage per round. The damage fall off begins at 15 meters, decreasing to 60% at 30 meters. Bullets fired each cast is going to be 4. The crosshair spread radius is a 0.2 meters. The fire rate is the fire interval between shots is 0.2 seconds, with an interval of 0.6 seconds between each round of shooting. The ammo count is 16. There is a critical hit on this, with a critical hit damage of 150%, and the cooldown reduction on hit is 0.25 seconds per hit, man. Now, as you can see with her fire rate right here, this is a very, very good fire rate in my opinion. And when you are up close, it's going to take about 7 shots to actually hit your target here. Now, when you are using this, you want to make sure to go ahead and aim for the head, as you do want to take advantage of that 150% critical damage that you get. And you want to make sure you're constantly hitting shots so you can get as much reduction on your cooldowns as possible, baby. Now remember, it does kind of look like a shotgun spread. So the way it looks like a shotgun, the further out you are, the less damage you're going to be doing, man. But let's go ahead and start getting into her abilities, baby. And for this, the first one we're going to talk about is her side blade dash. And for this, you're going to dash forward and slice through enemies along the path with sonic blades. The average speed is going to be 43 meters a second. The maximum distance is 12 meters. The damage is 50. The cooldown is going to be 8 seconds. You do get 2 charges on this. And casting this ability will automatically recall the winged shurikens. And the shurikens will first travel to Psylocke's starting position before returning to her. So with this ability right here, as you can see, when you pop it, you will dash forward. And as you dash forward, you will do damage. Now, this ability here, in my opinion, is best used to either close in. If you're the frontline Psylocke, you're going to use this to close in on those weak opponents and go ahead and get your kill off, or if they're running away from you, you're going to use this to go ahead and finish them off. But you're basically going to want to use your normal attack to keep that cooldown low and keep them charges up, so you can go ahead and hit your normal attack and then dash through the enemies multiple times. So it's a really good ability to track people down and to close the distance when you already have the opponent weak, man. Now, moving on to her next ability, we got Psychic Stealth. And with this, you enter stealth and gain a movement boost. With this, the duration is 3 seconds. The movement boost is 50%. The cooldown is 15 seconds. And when attacked while in stealth, Psylocke will remain in stealth, but will briefly become visible for a short duration, man. So with this, when you hit the ability, you will go invisible and you will get a movement boost. It does only last for not too long, but this will help you get out of fights. This will also help you get into fights, and it'll help you set up things like your dash and your ultimate, which we'll get into in a little bit. But for the most part, this is mostly what you will use if you're a front line Psylocke. You'll get in, go ahead and get the kill on that healer, pop this to go ahead and get up out of there, and then set up and get ready to go in for the next kill. Now remember, when you do get hit, you will be visible for a short duration, so just make sure you're getting in and getting out without getting into too much of a scuffle out there. Now we're going to talk about another one of her abilities, which is going to be called the Wind Shurikens. And with this, you launch a volley of psychic shurikens that stick to enemies, dealing damage and granting herself bonus health. Press again to recall the shurikens. Now with this, it's a projectile that fires in a straight trajectory. There's 5 projectiles. The recall window is going to be 3 seconds. The bonus health is 10 bonus health per round. The cooldown is 8 seconds. And when the projectile is recalled, it will move 20 seconds toward the crosshair before returning to Psylocke, baby. So with this right here, when you throw it, you will throw out the shurikens to the first one. Now if you aim at another enemy before the 3 seconds is over, the shuriken will actually travel to where your crosshair is aiming before coming back to you. So you will go ahead and be able to hit actually 2 enemies with 1 shuriken. Now, when you're doing this, every time you hit, you will receive a health bonus, and with it being 5 projectiles and 10 bonus health per round, every time you hit this, you will gain 50 health. So you have a possibility of gaining 100 health bonus if you're able to hit both targets with your shuriken. So make sure when you're doing this ability that you are throwing it and aiming over to make sure to hit multiple people at the same time. Now with this, in the firing phase, the damage is 8 per round. The projectile speed is 120 meters a second. The spread angle is 0.86 seconds. The maximum distance is 25 meters. The damage fall off is going to begin at 15 meters, decreasing to 80% at 25 meters. And when you're in the recall phase, the damage is going to be 14 per hit with the projectile speed at 120 meters a second, baby. So again, just like I just reiterated, just make sure that when you're hitting this, you get it the first time to get that 50% boost, and then move your crosshair over to another opponent so that when the shurikens get recalled, they hit another opponent, do damage, and you get another boost with a total of 100 bonus health with this ability, man. This is a really good ability. Just make sure you're using it as much as possible, and as long as you're hitting your normal attacks, you should be having this very, very often, keeping you very healthy, man. So you should be around, 350, 300 health on a regular basis with her. Now we're going to get into her final ability, which is called Dance of the Butterfly. This is her ult, and with this, you slash nearby enemies with a psychic katana, dealing massive damage. With this, the range is 10 meters of a spherical radius. The duration is 4 seconds. The slow rate is going to be a negative 30%. The attack interval is 2 hits per second. The damage is 150 damage per hit. The energy cost is 2,800. And with this, Psylocke will slash a random enemy, giving priority to the one who has been hit least, man. So with this ability right here, when you pop it, you will go ahead and see a big old circle go, and you can actually move this around, and you will kill any enemies caught within this circle, man. Doesn't matter where they are. As long as they were within that circle, they will get caught and hit. Now, this ult right here is very, very good. It can clear out a team instantly. If you have a good Psylocke player, they can go ahead and pop this, use their stealth to get into the group, pop their ult, and clear them out and win the game single-handedly sometimes, man. So just make sure as Psylocke, you're paying attention to when you have your ult and the perfect time to use it. Now, we got to go over these team-ups, and with hers is actually going to be with Magic, and it's called Sonic Disc. And with this, when Magic is on the field, Psylocke can tap into Limbo to rewind a few seconds back to the previous position. After passing through Limbo, Psylocke will gain bonus health based on missing health. So the rewind time is going to be 5 seconds prior. The bonus health / damage taken conversion is 50%. The cooldown is 30 seconds. And again, you have to have Magic when you're using this, man. Now, as you can see, when you go in, you will get down to a certain amount of health, and once you do, you will tap into the Limbo, and it will shoot you back, and when you come out of it, it will also grant you that bonus health, man. So once you pop it, you have the 5 seconds, and then you will go ahead and rewind, and you will get the bonus health and get taken back out. So with this right here, you're going to want to kind of use it. Just be careful that you don't die before you're able to actually get it off, but you should be good enough here, and it's actually a nice little team-up move. And with Magic being a good DPS herself, you should actually run into a lot of team-ups here. So no qualms here with this. Just go ahead, and I think it might take a little bit of time to get used to as far as timing it. But as long as you get used to the timing, you'll get that as the more you play with her, essentially. But overall, Psylocke is going to be a menace to your backline, especially to your healers if they are not paying attention. Or if she's in the front line, you're going to see her coming out of nowhere, getting a lot of final hits, and she's going to be focusing a lot of the lower health characters just to go ahead and finish them off, especially the ones that are trying to run away, baby. But this has been another one of them character breakdowns, and I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. But as always, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, share, become a supporter, and catch me streaming on Facebook Gaming and Twitch at DatBoyETV. Now, catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.